Welcome, friends. So today I wanted to do an energy guidance reading with my new symbols for the week of October 27th, 2025. Okay, so the first one is seer. The second one is ancestors. I keep getting 2, 3, 2, 3, so I'm going to pull one more and I'm going to explain what all that means in just a moment. What is the third energy? Interesting. Okay, so 2 is actually coming into my hand. So again, these stones are very, and symbols, they don't necessarily have to be on stones. They're meant to be very intuitive. And so interesting. Okay, so the other symbols that came through is space and earth. So we have seer, which is about seeing with clarity. It can also be clairvoyance, insight, awareness, the gift of sight in all of the ways that sight can be experienced. Ancestors, pretty straightforward. There's many layers and meanings to all of these, but ancestors, I find that ancestors, it's less about having words to the layers of meaning and just this essence of everything that comes with the idea of ancestors, especially if you extend your definition of ancestors beyond just your family, but truly everything and anything that you are connected with. So ancestors from 1,000 years ago, ancestors not in human form, ancestors on the land not in human form, ancient wisdom, ancient knowledge, ancient knowing. Space, this is a symbol for space, and space can mean outer space. Space can also mean the space in which everything is manifest in, right? You need space to create. So this could be inner space, this could be head space, this could be your physical space. Space. And I'm giving you a bunch of the different meanings because my interpretation of this may be very different than your own. So please feel into the layers and understandings of the symbols. You can receive the message that I'm giving, but you can also take the introduction of each symbol and create a knowing, not necessarily create, but allow for the creation to come through of your own sense of knowing around the message and the guidance. And this is earth. And this can be the physical earth. This can also be your body. This can be grounding. This can be so many, many different things. But earth. So we have seer, seeing clearly, ancestors, space, and earth. And I'm going to be honest, ancestors has come up a lot lately in many different ways. And what's coming through for me sitting with these 4 energies is that we are... Sorry, I was interrupted by Pepper outside barking. I wasn't sure if I had to run after him or not. Okay. So seeing, I need to tune back into I have like the essence of it, but that sort of disrupted it, the flow, which is purposeful. Okay, I'm actually going to be right back. Okay, he's fine. He's just a little hidden. Okay, friends, so seeing clearly, sight, clairvoyance, ancestors, space, and earth. And what's coming up for me, and this may also be because I've heard this spoken of in many different ways across many different channels, and maybe that was the message trying to come through for now. But essentially it is seeing the energy of our ancestors, the energy that is within us that needs healing, that needs to be released. Clearing the space on earth. So clearing all those ancestral energies, clearing all of those more dense vibrations that have been held on the earth. If the body keeps score, the earth keeps score. It is a body, right? If you want to think about it that way. But the earth is holding so much ancestral knowledge, but also pain. And that pain, those wounds, those denser energies are actually blocking the ancestral knowledge that is actually within the earth that we can tune into. But because we are stuck in these denser energies within our own bodies that are also within the earth, there is this connection between them. So as we clear them from our bodies, we clear them from the earth. As we clear them from the earth, we clear them from their bodies. They are one and the same. And so as we clear these more dense energies, these also referred to as lower vibrational energies, these anger and jealousy and envy and greed and hate and othering, as we can clear them, as we can clear these wounds of not feeling like we're enough, of being in separation, not feeling loved, not being able to love oneself, not being able to love another. As we clear these denser energies and as we move into a more elevated and expanded state of consciousness, that will be able to take place once these energies are cleared. And yes, the three-eye atlas coming through is part of this clearing and cleansing of these energies. Okay, so there's something with October 29th in Three-Eye Atlas that I'm remembering. There's some important date this week with Three-Eye Atlas on the 29th, I believe. It's something with the sun. But what I'm getting is that there's something with the position of Three-Eye Atlas with the sun is helping to actually burn away these ancient frequencies, these denser energies, which will come to the surface to be seen. So things could get more intense as they are rising up to be seen, to be released. So if you are feeling also overwhelmed by an emotion that just doesn't make sense, like, why am I feeling this way right now? This was happening to me this past week. I mean, it might have been the new moon and hormones, but I was kind of in and out of it. I had these waves of just sadness. Those moments when you're overtaken by emotion, you can't even necessarily name why. That is a time to be present to it, because that is it rising up to be seen, not to be analyzed or to be attached to a story or to an event or to a person or to a situation, but to just simply be felt, to allow the energy to flow, to be released. And you can do this as well. If you're feeling something arise, connecting it to the breath, connecting it to your form, pushing it out of you, pushing it out of your field, not dismissing it, not bypassing it, feeling it, being present to it, and allowing it to be released. So we are seeing ancestral wounds, ancestral energies that are quite dense that need to be released to create space on the earth for this uplifting of humanity. Seer, ancestors, seeing the wounds, that denser energy, clearing it to create the space on earth to then see the ancestral wisdom and knowledge in the space that we've created, that we've cleared, that it was always there. We've just attuned to it on earth. And again, Earth is the planet. Earth is our bodies. Earth is everything in form. And now Pepper wants to come in. So, keeping it real with y'all. Here, baby. Want to come in? Yes? Go to my friend. Come here. Oh, yeah. Okay, friends. So, seeing the wounds of our ancestors as denser energies, 3i Atlas is going to be behind the sun, I believe. There's some connection with the sun on the 29th that is going to help burn away. So a lot of what's been happening is bringing this stuff up, and that's going to actually help to clear and heal a lot of it. To create space not only for the ancestral knowing of the indigenous people on this land, of the knowings of this land, but the ancestral wisdom beyond the earth-based wisdom, the more galactic, cosmic, ancestral information and knowings that can begin to arise through the clearing of this space. I disconnected for a minute here. Is there anything else left to come through around seer, ancestors, space and earth? Creational energy, the creational energy of a space. Nothing is created or destroyed is a law in the material world, and yet the laws in the material world do not extend beyond the material world. And yet the idea that nothing is created or destroyed is very purposeful, for that means that all potentiality is present before you. The more advanced you get, the more that it can be a trap. The trap as advancements in technology is that you need to move deeper and deeper and deeper and get more advanced within the technology. But the advancements in technology is also showing you that everything is possible. So you can actually use that energy in other ways of tapping into those inner knowings, of tapping into the knowings of the land, the knowings of the all. Rather than creating technology to do it for you, you can go within to understand, to tap into it, to connect to it, to attune to it, to align to it, for it is always there. The advancements in technology is a distraction. It is purposeful, yes. It is helpful, yes, in many ways. But it is also a reminder of what is possible, that all is possible. So do not fall into the trap of thinking that the advancement of technology is the path. It is a path. If it can be bridged with what is always true, what is biological, what is natural. It does not have to be this or that. There can be a copacetic relationship. That does not mean a blending of the technology and the biology. That does not mean a blending of the technology and the biology into one being. For the technology was birthed through you to be a mirrored reflection of the society before you. So when you see the technology, when you see the beauty in the technology, when you see the darkness in the technology, that is shining a mirror as to the state of the society. So as you begin to see technology advance, this is one way you can see that society is shifting and the direction the society is shifting. As you see technology being created to help clean Interesting. That was like clear and clean. Clear and clean the earth. Advancements in healing, advancements in supporting one another. Energy, housing, food. That can be a sign that things are shifting when you're feeling maybe perhaps hopeless. And when you can focus on the positives, that shifts the direction of your consciousness. And the more people that shift in terms of the beneficial aspects of it, there can be a shifting in the consciousness rooted in the technology, and that will thereby be mirrored in the technology. This does not mean close your eyes and ignore what's happening if it is rooted in darkness, but do not put your fear, do not put your attention, do not put your energy into it. Be aware of it. It is present, yes, but do not be fearful of it. See it, acknowledge it, shift your energy into the uplifted, expanded, energetic vibration of what it is offering and what it can offer. So really, to sum all of this up, this is not just for this week, but this is connected to Three Eye Atlas and the sun and the clearing of ancestral wounds, which again are within us, within the land, within everything. Clearing that, allowing for the space on the earth for an expansion of consciousness, for a shift that is taking place now, and to be mindful of how technology plays a role with that. It is a mirror of society. Okay, that feels complete. I'm just seeing, I was gripping in my legs, and so I just want to release my leg muscles and see if anything wants to come through after softening that. What's coming through is just simply bring an awareness as to where your fear is placed. Because when you bring a presence to the fear, when you bring a awareness, when you bring awareness, observation, and reflection simultaneously in the present moment, when you bring awareness to the fear, when you are present to the fear, when you are a state of embodied awareness of the fear, you cannot be in the future where fear likes to hold its grasp. You cannot be living in the past in which perhaps created the fear. For when you are present in that very moment with that sensation, with that thought, you can see it for what it is. Presence is embodied awareness, bringing a present to the moment it starts. If you are already in it, it can be harder, but you can always be present. Every moment is an opportunity to be present. Connect with your breath. Notice what's being clenched. Bring a sense of presence. For that brings you into an embodied state of awareness where you can see it clearly in the present moment, in the now. So just simply see what the fear is about. Observe it. Bring awareness to it. For when you see it clearly, it no longer has its grasp on you. You are thereby holding it in observation. So if there's fears around 3i Atlas, if there's fears around technology, if there's fears around the state of the world, if there's fears around your body, your home life, your circumstances, if there's fears around any aspect, notice the sensation it brings into your body when you move into that state of fear. Notice it. Be present to it. Breathe into it. And then see it with clarity. This will not resonate with many people that are in a deep state of fear and are in circumstances in which fear is being pushed on them every moment of every day. So if you are in a place to do this for yourself, you can help others that are unable to be in that space. For the more that people can lift and release the fear, the more people can then come together to actually enact change, to thereby help support those that cannot be in that place of presence, for the fear is very real, the danger is very real at a moment-to-moment basis, given the current circumstances that they are in. This is not about comparing, this is not about diminishing, this is not about dwelling. This is about being in seer, the first zone, seer. Being very clear in your relationship to it, which can take time. I'm getting a sense that this needs to close now because we're going into other different territories that will be expanded on in time. But for this week and beyond, the symbols were seer, ancestors, space, and earth. Seeing the wounds within us, these ancestral wounds that may also mean something that happened last week because it could be connected to a deeper wound that is rooted in your lineage. And that is a wound within all human civilization. So when you heal yours, you help to heal the all. Alright, so Pepper is snoring quite deeply and loudly, so that's my cue. It's kind of like the music in award speeches when they're like, get off. So I'm going to gracefully bow out of this video for today. I hope all of this makes sense. It's went a lot of different places, but feel free to share anything that comes through. I'm happy to clarify anything if anyone has questions. And of course, until next time, friends, stay curious.